Okay, so I have Valor Terror today tied to my trimming tree. And I'm going to map and trim all 4 feet, and I'm going to do an evaluation on where we're at. And so I've washed the feet. Now, main part of the TACT trim, the anatomically correct trim, is taking pictures of clean feet so you can see what's going on and where you're at. Now, what I want to show you here is he's just slightly grown up right here in this pillar. This pillar is actually higher, the wall, than this side, and so I'm thinking that he had some jamming over here that also came out on this inside pillar. This is the right front. I beveled the quarters from here to here, totally over to the white line on both sides. They're both grown out level now, and you'll see how I bevel in this trim. The side here that was very asymmetrical is coming in nicely. This bar and heel is a little bit more forward, but everything's coming back well. The heels are really nice. The foot is finally getting totally encapsulated where the heel buttress has come up and is really sporting the back of the coronary band right here. You see that's about how wide your bulb should be, not like this, like you see a lot of them. When you see that, any wider than that, your heel is trimmed out. Now, something that's happening here, I don't know if it was on this foot. On another foot, I saw a little hole right here. That's because the periopal here was never meant to be on the ground. It was meant to be supported and to be up around the back of the foot, at least an inch off the ground. What was meant to hit the ground is the frog skin here, which starts right here. Which starts right here. Periopal skin ends right here, and from here to here is frog. Okay, now this frog, ultimately, when all the heels and everything comes back the way it's supposed to, this will be more up in the air, and all this frog here will really be back under the heels, supporting the heels. Okay, so that's what's going on with this particular foot. Take a little look at it here. All right, now, the foot that's really interesting is on 119. I was trimming the frog over on this. See, what happens is your frogs widen out, your bar widens out, and then you just follow it and trim a wide frog and a wide bar. So this frog was clear over here, like this, and the bar was clear over, and this side way more wider and asymmetrical. And when I trimmed the frog back, I looked down here and the bar was totally broken, so I had to remove the whole bar. I trimmed it again a month ago, still no bar. Then within a month, the bar just grew like crazy and replaced itself. You can see it right there. And it's even longer than the one I had been, that I didn't have to trim off. And see there how it's longer? So very interesting. Again, I had beveled the quarters to the white line and beveled the pillars down. The pillars are now higher than the toe. You'll see how I do this bevel when I finish the foot off. Okay, let's take a look at that foot. Hand in front. Okay. What we're ultimately doing here, and this is a good fit to explain on, is we're getting these horn tubules to come back correctly and line up with the lamina of the internal foot. So you see this here? We want it to come back about like so. And we also want the heel to come back and all this to build up. All right. That's what we're doing on all of these feet. Realigning the hoof capsule and the horn tubules with the lamina leaves of the inner foot. Okay, so what we're ultimately... This foot was really bad. This hairline really dropped, and this side way wider. But it's straightening up a lot now. This foot was... Okay, so the first thing we do is find the general area of the true apex of the frog. Because we're really going to want to know that. On a lot of these horses, the frog apex is stretched forward. You have to find the true apex in order to get your toe measurements correct. Now, what I have found is that if you come up here, where am I at here? And you go straight down from about just right up there where it gets soft, straight down, and you come over, that right here, let's see, will usually give you your general area for the true apex of the frog. Let's see, let's mark that better. Again, I'm going to look at that twice. Better to get it a little this way than that way. Okay, now my mark over here on the side, I'm going to look at, and it is right here. So we're just about right. Now, if I have it a little bit forward, I might measure it again because I was in kind of a hurry since I was doing this video. Okay, so that is generally showing me that my true apex is in the right spot, which I know that on him. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to cut off the tip of the frog right there. You see that? Okay, and we're going to find and define the true apex, where the frog blends in with the sole right down here. And I'm going to shape it a little bit. I'm not just going to leave big chunks there. Okay, because see what we don't want. We don't want the frog growing up and laying over this part of the sole and choking out the sole. Okay, that looks pretty good there. Let's take a little bit more. There, that's good. Now, we're just going to lightly trim up this frog. Now, we're going to put in a central sulcus. My knife is just not as sharp as I would like it. Maybe this one will do better. Aha. There we go. Again, it isn't how fancy you are at slicing and dicing. It's the accuracy of what you're doing and getting everything correct. There are a lot of farriers don't even clean out the central sulcus. Then it gets deep central sulcus thrush in it. Okay, now I've trimmed this down a little bit. I want to trim up the sides. See there? Oops. Get in there. I tried to sharpen this knife and it just wasn't happening. for some reason I can sharpen one side better than the other. Haven't quite figured out why that is. Okay, you see how I'm taking that frog over? See, this side's sharper. Anyway, I want to get this frog totally out of the collateral groove on each side. I'm going to try a different knife, which ain't any sharper. Okay, what I'm doing is getting this frog out of the collateral groove. And getting it over. See that? How that's filled up the collateral groove? That'll push your bars right over. See, I don't want the frog anywhere but where the frog is supposed to be. Give it here. Okay. Okay. That is pretty good for now. Again, I don't like sharp edges. I'm going to round the edges off because your frog aquarium doesn't have sharp edges. Okay, so now I have a central sulcus. I've cleaned up the frog so it's not spreading over into the collateral grooves here. Let's see. Okay, now we're going to map the foot. Bring it here. Now that we've found the true apex of the frog, which is right here, it's a little bit behind where my line was. A lot of times I'm just right on. Okay, we're going to mark 1.5 inches, which is right to here. Right to where my white line is there. Okay, and then we're going to come over here to the sides of the frog. I was going from the tip of the, well, I guess it don't matter, it's about the same, but from the frog right to here. That way I make sure that I get my bar over where it's supposed to be. Now, usually what I do first, which I didn't do this time, is I come up here and I mark in the center and right there, and I take my protractor and I'm going to draw a line right down the straight, the center of the foot. Okay, now I'm going to come up here. I've got a line here, a line here. I'm going to line these lines up with the line on the foot, you see there? And that way, I know that I am going to draw a straight line across the toe, so when I bevel my toe, it will be straight. You see that? If straighter than if I do it with my eyeballs. And you kind of want to do this twice, lining that up. There we go. Continue on around the end of the foot here so you know where the center is of your hoof capsule for when you do your measurement on your dorsal wall. Okay, now his foot is backing up and that I'm not measuring the dorsal wall at this time because I haven't got a lot of excess sole. So right now I'm going to trim this foot and then measure his dorsal wall to see where he's at. Okay, let's see. Alright, so let's come in here and let's trim up the bars first. If I can find the bar knife. Creeps. I just am losing everything. Here, we'll use this. Okay, see that bar there? Okay, see how I'm not going down like that? I'm just coming over. See there? When it's real bar, that's good. I'm following this bar line over. Okay, so I'm just trimming this bar over to where it's supposed to be. So that it's straight, which right there, it's straight. And I want to make sure I get up here around the corner and find the white line all the way around. Okay, see how that is pretty straight there? That bar. Okay, then I'm going to come over here and do the same with this bar. And come up here in the corner and really get that trimmed out there. See there? If I can, I want to see a white line all the way around there. There we go. And I can see laminate line all the way around the bar there and all the way around here. You have got to clean up and around that wall and bar connection there. See up here? Okay, see that? Quit. Way up here in the corner of the bar. There we go. So that that heel can come back right here. Now that bar is actually pretty straight right there, and so's this one. I don't want to take out too much lump right there and destabilize that bar, but I don't want a big huge lump right there either. This is where the bar connects into the back of the coffin bone. Okay, now I'm going to do my toe. Angle like this, straight across the toe, all the way across that line. Right back to my blue line, which is just right the other side of the white line. Till I have a clean white line in the toe. You see it starting to appear there? And all the way across. Okay, now I'm going to level this pillar here just to the sole. Now I have hit the sole just a bit there, you see it? See the rim of the sole? How it's whiter? Okay, the heels. What I'm going to do, come right down the back of the buttress to the hairline where I'll make a little mark on both. Okay, then I'm going to measure and see what I got here. Would be nice to have 2 inches, which I don't. So I'm really not going to take any heel off. Okay, on this one, I got just barely 2 inches. On this one, I have less, a little less. But I think I'm just going to leave them alone for today. Okay, but what I am going to do is I'm going to mark the end of the bar, which is right here. Okay, we're going to draw a line across where the true apex of the frog is, which is right here, and a line where the bars end, which is right here, which is right here. Okay, now this is your heel area here. Here's your quarters. Here's your pillars. Right here, from here to here, and here's your toe. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I do with the wall, how I've been beveling the wall to help everything be moving back into place. Now, sometimes I'll do this. I'm almost tempted to do this time with the pillar. To see if it will come back some more, but I think I'll just do it with the quarter today. Maybe let the pillar grow out a little bit and then do it with the pillar, but I'll show you what I do. Because see, what you're doing is you're working with these horn tubules and you're giving them room to come back. Give it here. Okay, now, if you look on this hoof wall, let me rasp it off. Okay, now do you see you got your pigmented horn about halfway and then a white water line, white, 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 right before your so-called white line, which is never white, it's always yellow or off-white. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bevel all of this pigmented wall here to the water line. Like so. See there? Okay, see how now this rim of sole is sharing weight with the wall up to the water line. Okay, now here I'm going to bevel it all the way over to the white line right here on each side. See there? Okay, now kind of smooth it out a little bit. You want to bevel off with the small teeth the sharp part of the wall. You don't want any sharp parts. I'll make sure I have no hoof wall in the toe that is got any leverage on it up here. You can come in here and round this off so there's no sharp edges. Round that off. Well, that looks like that's cracked there a little bit. Well, that foot has just improved so much. It's wonderful. Okay, don't move, don't step on the camera, don't move. Okay, so see, I've marked the center of my toe here. I'm gonna follow that horn tubule up. Right there. There's where it gets soft. Let's see what you are. 3 1/4. 3 1/4 inches. Just about. Just about 3 1/4 inches. That's good. We're building up sole in the toe. Now, I'm going to come over. See, I like these because you can bend them. I'm going to come over 2 inches to right here. I'm going to follow this horn tubule down. To right there. I'm going to work this here and follow this horn tubule down right here. And we'll just measure them and see what they are. Okay, so that was actually about 3 1/8. The toe, what is it here? It is about 3. Okay. Or about, let's see. Yeah, about 3. Let's see what you are over here. And you're about 3 over here. So about 3, and actually it is 3 1/4 right here and 3 on the side. So that's really good. Okay. That's how I double check. Now let's take a look at this bottom of the foot again. Okay. See there? Now, see how I beveled this over to the white line? This is beveled to the water line. The toe is to the white line. Water line, white line, white line. And pretty much left my heels pretty much alone. And I'm done with that back foot. My bars are pretty straight. Okay. Let's look at the back of this. Alright, that's looking good. Okay, now I'm going to do my toe. Angle like